Hey Ma, do you know what burst my bubble?
What burst your bubble?
The HIV scare from January 2020. I look at some social media content before, during, and after the HIV scare, and it leads me to believe the whole thing could have been premeditated. Do you think that could be true?
No.
For example, I'll see people making posts about hypodermic needles prior to the HIV scare happening. How do you explain that?
People make posts about all kinds of things.
I know. I see people, at a Halloween parade in the village, dressed up as the Joker, behind me while I'm Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
It's all just coincidence. And you're making them linked because you want to. That's what your mind wants to do.
I know. Yeah. So I know. Illusions of relevancy, I think, is what Dr. Garrett called it. I'm getting predicate logic that they gaslit me into having an HIV scare. I don't know what the motivation would be to sadistic.
There is no motivation. All right, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay, a friend of mine.
Right.
Had a dear friend pass away.
Right.
And she wanted to believe so much that her friend was communicating with her.
Right.
She was reading into all kinds of things that were happening. Oh, the can slid across the table. That was her friend pushing the can to her.
So the social media content about the hypodermic needles, the village, like the debris on the ground and photographs. This is all predicate logic.
Absolutely.
Ideas of
And to get immersed when she was very depressed after her friend passed.
Right.
And she was getting immersed. She even went to a psychic.
Mm-hmm.
And she realized that she was getting too immersed into...
And then when you start looking at the social media content and photographs from before the accident happening, I start to get emotional. I start to
she did too.
I start to get, and with me, I start to get angry because I start to think people like Kelly
trying to do...
or Dr. Garrett
nobody
or Dad or whoever. Gaslit me into having an HIV scare with premeditated intent, and this is not the case. This is predicate logic, idea of reference, illusions of significance was, I think, what you call it.
And the same thing with my friend.
Right.
She went to a psychic even. Well, the psychic drew the card that looked like, her, and then I saw somebody on the street. I kept saying to her, it has no connection. You have to. She was getting more depressed and more depressed. She was getting herself so consumed. Mm-hmm. So once she got out and started doing things, she got better.
Was the HIV scare very
upsetting? Of course.
Very traumatic to me. Yes.
Was her friend's death upsetting? Yes.
Did I feel like a virgin, like a clean baby at the time? I was not literally a virgin, but I felt like a clean baby, and I felt pretty innocent. And then afterwards, I felt metaphorically, although my blood work is clean, I felt defective and damaged. Do you know what I mean?
I know that this is off topic, but not really.
And maybe I'm looking for somebody to blame, but when I think back to my times with everybody, really, it was
happy and fun.
It was happy. It was fun.
So think about the happy, fun times. Let go. We all can focus on the sad, negative, and that's what I told my friend. Mm-hmm. Focus on the happy times with your friend and let her be at peace, and you be at peace. Because to keep focusing on...
And if I keep accusing Kelly of giving me this HIV scare with premeditated, and she's going to want nothing to do with me. She's not going to want to be in my life, because if I think she's a monster behind a mask and deceiver...
she's not.
Yeah, and she's not.
And think about the times, the wonderful times.
Right.
Equal them, compare them to this one incident that you think had a relationship.
This one accident. 99.9% of the time I had the time of my life with Kelly. There was one moment where I had an accident.
Well, you had an accident, and nobody sets anybody up.
And Kelly did not throw the debris. I stepped on debris. It went through my shoe and pushed into my foot.
So, right.
Yeah, and that is
what it is.
What it is.
I was